Okay, so today we'll be talking about Joe Rogan and what he said on his podcast about gaming.
Games are a real problem. They're a real problem. You know why? Because they're fucking fun.
Addictive.
And you don't, well, I have a real problem with them. And you do them and they're real exciting, but you don't get anywhere.
Right.
It's like you could do like martial arts, right? You could learn jujitsu. You get obsessed by jiu-jitsu, and then 3 years later, you're like an elite jiu-jitsu athlete. You're entering in competitions. You're a purple belt.
You're moving up.
Yeah, you're doing well.
Right.
You're thinking like, I might be able to open my own school one day.
You got confidence.
Yeah, if I have 100 students and those 100 students are paying me X amount of dollars per month, I can make a living. Holy shit, I can have this would be amazing. And then you see your jiu-jitsu school, and your jiu-jitsu instructor has all these students and drives a Mercedes, and he's got a nice family, and like, that's the future. This way you're doing something exciting and fun, and you don't. Or you could just be playing fucking video games. 3 years later, you could be that same kid just playing video games, waiting for the next whatever the fuck game is, next Xbox game to come out, and you're gonna waste your time.
So for my opinion, it's more of a agree-disagree. So for my disagree is that a lot of people have become successful from gaming. Take the people who create the games, for example. Like COD or Halo, those people who've made those games, they're very successful. Their games are super successful. To take the people who play the games, TimTheTatman, Ninja, and I'll get to Ninja in a moment, but they play the games too, and they're really good at it. But here's where I agree with Joe Rogan. You have to be really good to play these games, like to be super successful and make a living out. You gotta be really good. And considering the fact that there's so many people doing this now, your odds are pretty low, unless you're like totally good at the game. So if you're trying to become the best, but you're not actually good, you are wasting your time. Just for example, let's take the kids on Dr. Phil who treat their parents like trash and who are addicted to video games.
If you don't leave me alone, I swear to God, I don't want it!
I need to know.
I'm a second away from throwing this right at your face. Stab you.
Leave him alone. Get out of the room.
Stab you tonight!
Yeah, those kids are a bit messed up, but now we will be talking about Ninja. He apparently saw this and he actually responded to it. This is what he said.
The most recent clip going on about Joe Rogan, his comment about video games. He talks about how, gaming can potentially not really get you anywhere, right? You're putting a lot of time into it and you're just mindlessly playing video games. I just don't think what Joe doesn't really understand in the full context of what the gaming community is and how many different avenues you can be successful in gaming. I mean, there's streaming, just content creation, YouTube, being a professional player, being a freaking coach. I mean, you can be incredibly understanding of a game but not have the physical capacity to be able to get pentakills every single round and every single game. But that doesn't mean that there's not a job for you, right? That doesn't mean there's not a place for you in the gaming community where you can be successful, especially when coaches are being valued more and more in the gaming community now, which is a beautiful thing to see because coaches have been in sports forever. So I mean, I'd love to go on and talk about it more, but I think that if you guys are in the gaming scene, we all know there are so many different ways you can be successful. There's so many different ways that you can make a living out of it.
Yes, Ninja has a point right there. You can be successful with games, but like I said, you have to be the best of the best. Now, a lot of people were blowing up on Twitter in the comments. A lot of them were actually reasonable comments. 99.9% of gamers are only playing games. The 0.1% are not playing but also editing, using your socials, creating content, networking, and don't forget, also better than the average gamer. Now if you ask me, he's absolutely right again. But I think with 2020 and with COVID-19, there's a lot more people than just the 0.1%. I would say about 10%. But because I'm a gamer, I'm gonna go on the gamer side. I'm gonna end the video here, guys. Comment down below what you think, and if you haven't, like and subscribe, and follow me on Twitter if you haven't, and yeah, I'll see you in the next video.